Fasting in itself is already hard, but when you are starting a fast or breaking a fast, there are steps that you need to follow to be able to do it properly. When I was losing over 100 pounds, my main method of weight loss was fasting. I lost over 100 pounds in only 4 months through intermittent fasting, and in this video, I'm gonna show you how to start a fast properly and how to break a fast without hurting yourself or messing up your weight loss results. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Here we are again today with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to break a fast and how to start a fast properly. If you don't know who I am, I basically lost over 100 pounds by doing keto intermittent fasting and exercise in a fasted state. Fasting is a very complex process because you are switching your body's mechanisms from using sugar regularly. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button for me and make sure you turn on your post notifications so you can get more videos like this. So the purpose of fasting in the first place is to trigger a cellular process that we have inside of our bodies called cell autophagy. We're trying to get our body into a ketogenic state by intermittent fasting. Ketosis is the state of our body where we transition from using sugar for energy to our fat for energy. Cell autophagy is the natural process that we have and that our bodies go through to get rid of old bad cells and old inflammation. And if you eat excess sugar or carbs, you will accumulate more fat, and that fat is considered inflammation. This natural process occurs when we're sleeping, and the reason why intermittent fasting is so popular and so pushed out is because we can trigger this natural process within our own cells just by the things that we eat and what time we're eating at. You're starting a fast and when you're breaking a fast, it's basically the same process, just different ways. You don't automatically want to jump into a fast just because you don't really know what is the extent of your health condition until your body is really tested. Of course, if you have any underlying health condition, it could be dangerous. When you are starting a fast, the first thing that you can do to make intermittent fasting go easier for you is slowly coming off excess sugar and carbs. This is because eating is entirely hormonal. I have a video on how eating is entirely hormonal and how fasting works hand in hand with our metabolism and our hormones. Excess sugar and excess carbs stimulate your hunger and satiation hormones, meaning leptin and ghrelin tell you when to eat and when you're full and to stop eating. We have these hormones within inside of our body to let us know when it's time to eat and when it's time to stop eating. However, you can also trigger these hormonal imbalances when you do indulge in excess food, excess carbs, and excess sugar. This also is included with excess starches because if you do eat excess starches, they also turn into carbs. Anything that is super processed will naturally already have a lot of excess carbs in them. So if we slowly start to come off of excess sugar and excess carbs and excess starches, we will naturally start to feel more satiated because we won't have those hormones constantly being in balance. Another way that would make it easier for you to start your fast is by only drinking water. And this is because a lot of people drink their calories. If you're not juicing or if you're not eating just fruit and vegetables, those excess calories and those excess carbs within your juice or whatever you're drinking is coming from sugar consumption. It would be much harder to start your fast when you're having these hormonal imbalances go on with inside of your body. So it's really important that we cut off and limit excess sugar. Choose a diet that works well for you and that also works well in dealing with these hormonal imbalances. When I was losing 100 pounds, I was on the ketogenic diet. So basically I ate high unsaturated fat, moderate protein, and 0 to almost no carbs and absolutely no sugar. Only drank water and I never ever cheated. And this was the way I was able to lose weight so fast. The ketogenic diet is a perfect diet to combine along with intermittent fasting. You always want to introduce fasting in a healthy way. You never want to eat and then just restrict yourself. You can make yourself really sick by doing that. However, you don't have to just choose keto. You can do whatever diet that you feel would work best for you. I know a lot of people have the problem with not eating sugar anymore, so I would recommend vegetarian or veganism or something of that nature, something where you can still indulge in those little things, but still not completely restrict yourself if restriction is something you are worried about. Another trick that I had when I was fasting was drinking black coffee or green tea while I was fasting. So when I was losing weight, I would exercise fast fasted, and right before my exercise, instead of drinking water, I would drink black coffee. Black coffee or green tea, anything that's natural and that has a large percentage of water in it would be beneficial for you during your fasting. They naturally speed up your metabolism just because they have caffeine in it, but they are also beneficial because they are natural and hydrating and made from water and plants. The great thing about black coffee or green tea, it naturally has caffeine inside of it. It's not like soda where you drink soda and it has 30 grams of sugar and it also has caffeine and no nutritional benefit. Because especially when you are intermittent fasting, you want to make sure you're hydrated, because if you're not hydrated, your body will switch to dry fasting, which is a completely different cellular process than when you are eating food and when you are drinking water. I exercised in a fasted state. I ate one meal a day, and on top of that, when I was fasting, I drank things like black coffee or tea to speed up my metabolism while I was going through my weight loss journeys. The more that you fast, the more that you practice this, the more that you cut out processed foods, it will become easier for you to fast. In regards to prolonged fasting, you can still follow these rules. But when you are prolonged fasting, you need to make sure that your nutrition is up to par before you abstain from food completely. Because if you are already undernourished and then you try to go on a fasting journey, meaning abstaining from food completely for a couple of days, you need to make sure you are properly nourished before you do any of that. So make sure that you are still following these protocols and that you get comfortable with fasting before you do any prolonged fast. The process of breaking a fast is almost the same process as starting a fast. We need to gently ease into fasting so we don't hurt our body. When you are coming off from a fast, regardless if it's intermittent fasting or if it's prolonged fasting, what you put into your body after that is very, very crucial, especially if you are on a weight loss journey. If you are on a weight loss journey, assumingly there are more underlying health effects that you may not be aware of, like pre-diabetes or something like that, and you need to be very, very careful because the process in metabolizing sugar and the process of metabolizing ketones and using your fat for energy are completely different things. If you are not careful when you are breaking a fast, you could seriously hurt yourself. A lot of people advise against fasting because people say, okay, well, I went on a fast and then after that I want to eat more. You have to make sure that you are properly nourishing yourself before and after your fast. Because there is no food in your system, your body is relying on your fat for energy. And the minute that you eat something that has a lot of sugar or excess carbs or that is processed, your insulin will spike up regardless if you're fasting or not. If you break your fast with processed foods or sugar or junk, you will automatically be kicked out of ketosis, your insulin will raise, and your hormones will get instantly imbalanced. You have to be extremely cautious that you don't spike your insulin or that you don't spike any other hormones. It's harder to come back from that. So things that you can use to break your fast are bone broth, water, green tea, something that is going to fill up your belly, hydrate you. A lot of people, when they're intermittent fasting, they put salt in their water or they do something to be able to trick your body's processes, but not necessarily shock it to the point where you hurt yourself. Eat something that is very easy to digest and drink, or eat something that can re-nourish yourself. So for instance, bone broth would be an amazing thing to break a fast with just because it has salt in it, it's hydrating, and it has some calories, but not enough to the point where you're gonna hurt yourself when you ingest it. After you have initially broken your fast, then you can move on to more complex things. Second step into breaking your fast is eating something like chicken and plain broccoli with a little bit of salt. That would be the perfect meal to have to break a fast because it's light on your stomach and it's easily digestible and it's nutritional and it's filling. Your body can still be in a ketogenic state even if you break a fast because you're not eating excess sugar or excess carbs. Make sure that when you eat this meal, it's a small or a reasonable portion. If you're interested in what I ate while I was losing weight, I have videos on that and I show you exactly what to eat, combining intermittent fasting, the 16-8 method, and what to eat when you're trying to combine intermittent fasting and weight loss. I'm coming out with a coaching business soon, so I can't wait to sit and talk with you guys about your weight loss results, where you can personally ask ask me questions about what to eat and what to do and how to fast, and I can help you personally with your journey. Make sure you check out my second YouTube channel where I go ahead and talk about veganism. Yes, I lost 100 pounds on the keto diet, but I did transition into being a vegan, and I'm currently vegan now. So on my second channel, that is where I talk about veganism. I have my vegan meal ideas there. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.